evening and welcome to an evening with St. Ignatius High School, St. Ignatius High School Adult Education Program. We're here with you all, viewers, and we welcome you to this first ever recruitment drive. Before we get any further, I would like to invite you all to kindly listen to a welcome message from our principal, Miss Vanessa Neal.
Good evening and a warm welcome to our residents of San Ignacio and Santa Elena town and surrounding villages. Hello to our students, to faculty and staff, to parents and alumni who are watching this virtual recruitment drive 2021 at this time. And to all friends of St. Ignatius High School and St. Ignatius High School Adult Education who are also watching in. Welcome to the first virtual recruitment drive in the history of our school. I would like to start by saying to our students how much I miss being able to look out and see all your faces. Technology provides us with the ability to remain connected during this global pandemic, but I'm eager for us to be together again on campus when it is safe to do so. St. Ignatius lives within each of us and forms around us no matter the distance between us. Given what we know about the COVID-19 virus and what we still do not know, our decision to close our campus earlier this year and hold classes remotely was the best and safest course of action to protect our school community, our families and friends, and our neighbors in the surrounding town and villages. That does not change how much we miss having all of you here. I walk through campus and I feel your absence daily, but I'm hopeful that you and your families are staying safe, are healthy, and are coping with this period of time as best as you can. As the principal of St. Ignatius High School and St. Ignatius High School Adult Education, I believe that it is my responsibility to maintain and to continue build a supportive and collaborative spirit at our school. Together as a school community, we will build on the traditions of the past and meet the challenges of the future in innovative and exciting ways. I would like to close by saying, if you have not chosen a high school as yet to attend, this is the right time to sign up at St. Ignatius High School and St. Ignatius High School Adult Education. You will not regret it. Have a blessed evening. Thanks for listening. Stay safe and God bless.
Thank you very much, Principal Neal, for that lovely welcome. And of course, we are here today to have you be a part of the Natius family. I know that many may say Miss Shari has left St. Ignatius, but you know something? I have not left St. Ignatius because I have a big heart connected. My heartstring is connected to St. Ignatius, and I am here to facilitate this evening's recruitment drive. All right? So like I rightly said, I will be right around to assist how I can. And it's a pleasure to be the facilitator of this recruitment drive this evening. All right. With that said, I'd like to also highlight a few people in the background, those who are working behind the scenes at the moment. Our Vice Principal, Miss Pauline Gilhari Roberts. She's the technical person behind the scenes. I'd like to give her a big round of applause and a shout out. Also, the student secretary for the day division, Mr. Felix Sagastume, who is also going to be here with us this evening. I'd like to also mention two of our special guests this evening who will be highlighting some of the reasons of why you should be joining the Natius family and why you should make St. Ignatius your choice for high school and your choice for a second place of learning at the adult education program at St. Ignatius, that has been growing years after years, and where we have seen tremendous growth at both divisions. So at this time, I'd like to make mention of those special guests, but we will hear from them later in the presentation. Those two persons are Mr. Jeffrey Catalan, and I will tell you about Mr. Jeffrey as soon as it's his time to come on board and speak. And of course, Miss Sarah Tareja, who is also a graduate from the evening division. So I get into more of who these wonderful guests are as soon as it's their time to speak with you, so you can hear about St. Ignatius, why you should apply to this institution, why you should be a part of the Natius family, and why we should all be listening into this special evening, because we also have 10% coupon on the tuition fees and some giveaways. All right. So if you want to be able to win prizes from St. Ignatius this evening, you need to make sure you tune in. You have to share this live, and you have to be able to be interactive while we are doing the presentations for you. We'd like to now share our recruitment drive, one of our ads, and then after the ads, we'll be touching base with the presentation for this evening. Okay, so there you go. Let's join the Natius family. But before we even have you join us, we want to share with you what we're all about. Natius is a very unique family. We say an institution, but it's a family. When we speak of St. Ignatius, both divisions, St. Ignatius High School, St. Ignatius High School Adult Education, we're speaking about an educational family where students come on board, they join the institution, and they become a family member. So now we'll move on to the presentations, the slides. If you'd like, you can take your notes while we do the presentation, because we'll be taking some questions from the presentation for you to be able to win prizes tonight. All right? So here we go. Once again, I must say that this is the first ever recruitment drive. You know, with technology and with COVID-19, we have to make sure we keep up with the pace and move on with how the world is moving at this time, technologically. So St. Ignatius High School, we have both divisions. Some people are not too familiar with how it works. So St. Ignatius High School, there is the day division for high schoolers. When you get out of Standard 6 and you want a high school, St. Ignatius High School is one of the top choices. It should be your top choice. And of course, we have the adult program. But let me move into the other parts and aspects of the institution. So basically, you might want to know, what's the mission of St. Ignatius High School, both division? Well, in this case, for the high school division, St. Ignatius High School will positively impact the intellectual, spiritual, cultural, and physical capacity of students, and enabling them to be an asset to the development of your communities. So basically, it's a full package. We look at a full package that will prepare you for the world and especially for your community. All right, moving on. The vision: by providing a sound Catholic faith-based education, St. Ignatius High School offers students the knowledge, skills, and attitude to make students positive life, give students the opportunity to make positive life choices, become self-disciplined, and be able to contribute meaningfully in their communities. We here at St. Ignatius High School, and I say we because, like I said before, I'm still a part of St. Ignatius. We inspire all students to reach their full potential and to aspire to be lifelong learners. So our vision is enriched, all right, with so many, many capacities that students just want to come to St. Ignatius. They attract to St. Ignatius. Our objectives at St. Ignatius High School, since we're a Catholic institution that offers, that endeavors to foster a student, are, and I will repeat this because it's very key that you note that this institution stands for the intellectual, the physical, the spiritual, and moral development of an individual. Christian and Catholic values and morals, those things are very key, especially in these days and age where we have a lot of young people losing track, losing focus. This is where we come in as an institution. The positive attitudes for responsible citizenship. You want to be able to have that positive attitude in your community when you're dealing with your community members. Be responsible, be socially responsible. These are the kinds of objectives we look at to bring and to draw and attract students to be able to have them be molded into individuals that will be beneficial for our nation, for our communities. We have an active interest in the civic, cultural, spiritual, and moral welfare of the community. Again, this institution objectives align itself with where we see the institution wants to be moving our individual students to the next level. We try to build our students and mold our students in a fashion that our students will be able to see that it's not just about the books, but it's about developing the student from within, so the students can go out when they leave St. Ignatius and make impact at the very best, so they can make other individuals see that they are there as role models and they can help mold the younger generation when they leave the institution. Moving on. So basically, some individuals might want to know, how do we enter St. Ignatius High School? What are the requirements that you will need? Basically, it's very straightforward. You just need to get an application form at the office, or we even provide it online if you would like, since it's COVID and we want to avoid the face-to-face encounter or the touching of the papers and so on. We recommend you send an email to us. We'll provide that email in the chat for you, and ask us, request an online application, and we can email that to you. You will need a copy of your birth certificate, a copy of your social security card, 2 recommendation letters, one from your past principal from standard 6, or a teacher, one from your teacher from your school as well, from your primary school. You want to submit copies of your grade reports from standard 4, 5, and 2 terms, of course, in standard 6, or official transcripts from your previous high school, basically. And right now, there is a promotion. There is a $10 non-refundable application fee, but that must be submitted along with the application package before the deadline. Now, when we say deadline, we have upped our deadline. We're still accepting students. We want you to know that we have not closed the doors. We're opening the doors for you to come in, students, and for you to apply for your school year here at St. Ignatius, all right? And these are the basic requirements that's needed. If you should need more information about the entrance requirements, feel free to email or call the school. I'll have the student secretary provide the phone numbers within the chat here. But in the meantime, I'd like to share the phone numbers with you. We have, for the day division, the phone number, the cell number is 610-6927. I'll repeat that. It's 610-6927. And then for the evening division, it's 610-6972. 610-6972. And you have the daily local phone number that you can call. It's 824-3294. All right. Moving on to the next slide. Yes. So remember that students, you get your acceptance letter. Once you provide all the documents, you get your acceptance letter immediately. We don't wait. We go through the vetting process quick, fast, hurry, and we look to see that you meet the requirements, and bam, you're accepted to St. Ignatius. All right. Once accepted, though, the parents must sign a student agreement form and fill out a personal information sheet. All right. And of course, we want students to be willing to adhere to the rules and policies of the school, because we have a handbook that's provided to the students once you enroll, all right, that you must follow. And of course, summer school, some people are wondering about summer school. Well, summer school is based on the Ministry of Education's recommendation, and I'm pretty sure that summer school this year will be starting in August. We'll give further information as to those dates when we get those dates down in the books, but for now we're set for August. We're not sure of the date, but as soon as we get that, we'll let you know. The school provides several services and programs: counseling services, student affairs, campus ministry, sports program, and academic programs. And right now, since due to COVID-19, we have been able to forego some of these programs, but we still try to keep our students connected. We have psychosocial support that we provide for our students on a regular basis, knowing that these are not easy times for students. These are trying times for everybody. It's challenging. So we find a way to still involve the campus ministry in there. Counseling is still there. And of course, the academic programs, we try to do them online. So we do provide a variety of subjects for students as well at both divisions. All right. So moving on. Now, for the high school, uniform dress codes, as you can see there, the young ladies would wear their white dresses, the white dress with their little necktie. And they have a special Natius badge, similar to what I have here on my shirt, like on Natius, the Natius logo. It's their badge on their, I believe it's the left-hand side of their dress. And then, of course, their lanyard with their IDs, their white socks to a certain height. All this information is given when you go in and get the application form. It will tell you exactly what's required for uniform. The gentlemen, of course, green pants and the white shirt that's out of the pants, and the badge as well, the school badge and the lanyard. So, yes, so all this information, again, is given when you apply, and you get all the information about your school. All right? Moving on. Okay, of course, our institution is we have an anti-drug and violence policy, all right? So this is applicable for both divisions, where our institution, we don't allow any kind of alcohol, no drugs, no smoking, and of course, no weapons. And all these things, we know that these are the basic things that you must comply with, all right? We are strict with these things here at the institution. And so we had to bring this up in the presentation so you know that we are a clean institution. We work towards our objectives and our policies, and we try to keep everybody safe as possible so that learning can be, seamless, all right? And that the students don't have to be worrying when they are actually at the institution, all right? And parents as well. Moving on. So now at this time, I'd like to introduce to you a very important guest this evening. And this guest is the 2020 valedictorian of the St. Ignatius High School Division, Mr. Jeffrey Catalan. And let me tell you a little bit about who Jeffrey is, all right? So Jeffrey is 17 years old. He's the oldest child. He has one sibling. He enjoys sports, especially football. He's a resident of San Ignacio town. And he has in his achievements, he can brag that only as a first farmer, he was exempted of all his final exams in his year, because he was smart and he took pride in studying, and he's an exceptional student. Of course, he won the Math Olympiad in second form, and he was exempted again from all exams. And of course, valedictorian of the class of 2020. All right. So, 2021, sorry, it's this year right here. He was the valedictorian. I'm taking him back 1 year, but Jeffrey is the most recent valedictorian of St. Ignatius High School. And at this time, it gives me great pleasure in introducing to you Mr. Jeffrey Catalan, who will be sharing his testimony of what it is like to be a student at St. Ignatius and why you should come to St. Ignatius High School. Mr. Jeffrey Catalan, joining us now.
Good evening, everyone. Well, personally, I enjoyed my 4 years at St. Ignatius High School. As mentioned earlier, it's more of a family that you build instead of an institution. The teachers there are very friendly. They make sure that no one gets left behind. They would do many stuff so that everyone passes. They are behind you, telling you what you have missing. Everyone, once again, is very friendly. During my 4 years, I did not see any bullying of any kind. Nations provides many competitions like the Math Olympiads on spelling bees, religion competitions, some, I believe also some reading competitions, as well as, well, off-campus activities such as sports days, etc. And yeah, Nations was like one of the best choices I have ever made.
All right.
I think.
Yes, Mr. Jeffrey Catalan. That is our valedictorian for 2021. And he was one of the COVID-19, I must say, student survivors in terms of being able to take classes from home. And he excelled in so many ways and forms. And it shows that our students at St. Ignatius are resilient, and we prepare them to be resilient, especially during these trying times. We must be able to be there for them. And this is what I love about the St. Ignatius family. Even though I have left the institution, like I said, my heart is still there. And I must brag of the fact that the family that Jeffrey is talking about does exist at St. Ignatius. A bond is created between teachers, students, and the whole faculty and staff, the management, the board of governors. Everybody takes pride in making sure that the students are getting what they're supposed to be getting. The principal is foot to foot behind making sure that things go to that it plays out well. And she is actually, I must say, I hope she doesn't get upset with me to say this, but the principal probably gets only 3 hours sleep for the night, because she goes to bed late and gets up really early to make sure that St. Ignatius is well taken care of, along with the vice principal too, because two of them, they work hand in hand. And I'm so happy to know that these women have been resilient. So again, we have great leadership qualities at our institution that provides students with that energy that they get from these individuals, and be able to pursue and be able to drive through the daily challenges that we all face, especially students during these times. Moving on then, I would just like to share another ad with you. Remember that we want you to look at these ads carefully, because we'll be having a giveaway and questions will be coming from these ads. So you want to be paying attention. I might give you a clue, but I want you to pay attention closely to these ads. So we'll run another ad and we'll be right back. All right? Thank you.
The app St. Ignatius High School Online Learning and Alternative Networks Limited offers better opportunities for students to concentrate by viewing live lessons from your tablet or your telephone from the palm of your hands, wherever you go, with the use of our eCampus app.
The eCampus app is very beneficial for students. It was designed for our needs so that we are up to date with learning. The app is convenient and user-friendly. I have access to all the lessons teachers upload in the playback session, so I can be anywhere, like visiting my family, traveling, or even at home, and learning will still be fun.
I enjoy using the app because I can watch local channels the app comes with. I do not have to miss out on any sessions because the app is there. I am happy that my school is ahead in using technology to help us learn. For students who need that extra time to understand things, you can just go to the playback section, play a lesson, pause it, or replay it. This makes learning innovative. Thank you, St. Ignatius.
Our aim is to expand access to digital literacy, transitioning to digital learning. In addition, administration will monitor and guide teachers to ensure that digital learning engagement creates a culture of success for our students, where every parent will see it as a responsibility to become engaged in online learning. This initiative will bridge the gap between technology and internet access in education for our school and families.
Goodness gracious, it's Natius.
Wonderful. So, goodness gracious, it's Natius. Natius is always stepping up the notch. And with this e-learning campus app that we have, our students will not be left behind, especially during these trying times. And technology is the way to go. So the students, I believe it's the first institution that's provided this e-learning campus app for students. Remember that this digital learning engagement will create a culture of success for all students. All right. So parents, this is something, if you're listening in, parents, and you're looking for that high school for your child at this time, you're not too certain yet, we're still accepting applications. And remember that St. Ignatius provides a journey of excellence and empowerment for students, and the institution shapes the future of the student, all right, one at a time. And so we're a family of learners that choose the best and we want you to choose the best and choose St. Ignatius, all right? I want to give away a prize at this time, but I just want to share before I even give away the prize. I want to give you guys a hint, because at St. Ignatius, we just don't want to ask you a question and not have you win a prize. I want to have you get to know more about what St. Ignatius offers, and then from there, I'm going to ask us a question. So you need to listen keenly right now, because the prize is right from there. All right? So pay attention. So here. So why should you choose Natius? And I'm going to be listing a whole amount of things. So you need to pay attention to this one. All right? You should choose St. Ignatius High School because we have affordable tuition fees, flexible payment plans, all right? We have a top-notch surveillance system, so you don't have to worry where your child is on campus. We can see them, all right? And of course, we have the RFID chip system, right? For the IDs, when the students are coming on campus, they swipe that card. We can see everything. Their access into the school, and when they leave the school, they have to stamp out. They have to swipe that RFID card again. We have great programs in art development, legal literacy with street law. Street law is one of the programs that St. Ignatius offers that I believe not many institutions offer. All right. So we also have art development, computer-assisted learning, student leadership opportunities, community involvement, training for online learning. We have the eCampus app that we recently saw in the advertisement. And we do provide, as mentioned before, psychosocial support for students, especially when we know they have been going through difficult challenges and phases in their lives. We are there to support the students in both divisions. This is for the high school and the evening, which we'll be getting into shortly, the evening division. But I just want to share that it's a family. So even though the St. Ignatius High School provides these, we also try to provide the same for the evening division because, like I said, we are one family. All right. So now my question is, and I will have my student secretary rep, Mr. Felix Sagastume, on standby for anyone who gets the answer right. And I'm going to make the question very, very, very straightforward. All right. So my question is, for the first giveaway, I want you to name 3 reasons why you should choose St. Ignatius High School Division for your choice this school year. Why should you choose St. Ignatius High School? I just want 3 reasons. 3 reasons. And we listed out a whole bunch of them just now. So if you, the first person to type in the 3 of them, you get a prize from St. Ignatius High School Division. All right. So if you can remember, I am seeing a lot of wonderful messages coming in that some of our past students are messaging in and saying that they miss St. Ignatius. They wish they can come back to St. Ignatius. And this is the kind of love that with the culture, the environment we create that makes students want to bond with St. Ignatius forever. And this is what I'm telling you. Once you get your foot on campus, it's going to be hard for you to say, I am not going back to St. Ignatius. At least give us a visit sometimes, you know. And we allow and we welcome our students to come back with open arms and to give back to our institution, because that's how we grow too. So we are looking for we have any?
Actually, we have a response already, Miss Shari. Becky Thompson, she gave the reply. Because we have flexible payment plans, affordable, chip system, great programs, legal literacy, and computer system learning on in-campus learning. So definitely she has more than 3 there.
Okay, so we have more than 3 answers. That's good. That means that person was really listening. And you have just won yourself a St. Ignatius package, which includes a t-shirt, St. Ignatius t-shirt like what I'm wearing, if you can see. A nice t-shirt, cotton t-shirt, a quality cotton t-shirt, and a nice face mask with the logo, and a lanyard. So you get to pick up your prize. You need to bring in your ID to Mr. Felix. He's the student secretary at the day division, and you can collect your prize there. Okay. So thank you for being a part of this. We have 2 more raffles to give away. Well, 1 more raffle and 1 prize to give away. I will mention about that prize after. So we're moving on now with the presentation. And Mr. Felix, can you kindly repeat the name of the person before I move on who just won the prize?
Becky Thompson, Miss Shari.
Where is she from? If she can just tell you where she's from.
If she could type it in, I would definitely be able to do so.
All right, great. So now we're gonna wait for that, Mr. Felix, while I continue to present on the evening division. Now, the evening division at St. Ignatius is a unique place. It's St. Ignatius High School Adult Education Program that is known to be the place of a second chance. It's known to be a place where adult learners can come, and if you have dropped out of high school, if you feel as if though you're at a job right now and you cannot move forward because you need a little diploma, you need to have that piece of paper, you need to have something that will enhance your maybe even increase your salary or to help you with a better job. We provide the adult education program for you so that you can get these benefits. All right. Also, I'd like to move on with the presentation, the slide. The mission of the St. Ignatius Adult Division is that it is designed to promote educational opportunities and provide professional instructions in a safe and positive Christian learning environment. Of course, we keep the Christian part of it very important. This program is designed to assist diverse learners to achieve their educational goals and acquire life skills for self-sufficiency and improving the quality of life in the communities in which they live. Moving on. The vision is believing that people of all ages have the power to become lifelong learners. The school facilitates its students to be better equipped for the future by developing knowledge, skills, and positive attitudes to become self-sufficient community members. All right, again, it says people of all ages. So if after high school, the high school age, then we would say they have students who are out of school for like 10, 15 years. We welcome you to apply. We welcome you to come in and apply and take our courses. All right, moving on. So the adult education philosophy is that it is founded on the belief that knowledge is the key to improving the quality of life. Education is promoted as a tool to develop the skills necessary for a successful future. And this is what we want to provide to many of our adults out there who did not finish high school, who think that life is done and they don't need to go back to school and they can't go back to school because you're old. Listen, when it comes to an education, there is no age limit. All right? You can be 50 years old and you can join us at St. Ignatius. You can be 25, you're still young. You can come back and get your high school diploma. You could be 18, 19, and you think that you can't go back to high school. Of course you can. This is the place of a second chance. And you all deserve second chances in life. And this is where you can get your opportunity to do so. All right? So moving on. Admissions, of course, St. Ignatius seeks to serve the community with various courses, services, and facilities. And of course, we do have an admission process similar to the high school. And we do provide the information once you email us or call us. We can provide as well online, or we can provide face-to-face. Moving on. So you will need, of course, the application form, 2 letters of recommendation, a passport size photograph, a copy of your birth certificate, so a copy of your social security card or passport, notable educational credentials such as maybe your report cards, transcript, primary school examination certificate, etc. And again, we have a COVID-19 special deal for $10 application fee, non-refundable fee. And once you get that in, you bring in all your documents, you wait, and you get an immediate response. We don't wait on those. We give you a response right away so you know exactly where you stand, all right? So everything happens at Natius. Moving on. If you want to transfer, it's not a problem. Once you fill out the application form and you submit a full transcript of your former high school, that is not a problem. And you need to tell us why you're transferring from your former school. Of course, you need letters of recommendations from your employer or from a teacher or some referral. All right, moving on. All right, and when you're finished at St. Ignatius High School Adult Education Program, it's a 4-year program now. Before it used to be 3, but now we have 4 years. So first, second, third, and fourth form. You get a high school diploma once you get a certain average of, I believe it's 80 and above. You get a certificate if you get between 70 and 79. But we try to push our students to get that diploma, all right? And of course, the good thing about the adult education division is that you end up getting a vocational training certificate as well. So you get to take a course at CIHS in different areas that's offered at the time. And it's a requirement of the institution that you must take a vocational course in order for you to graduate. All right, so you end up getting a high school diploma or certificate, and you get a vocational certificate from CIHS. So you're more marketable when you go out there and try to get a job, especially for those in the hospitality management industry. And soon, We're praying that things will rebound and you will be able to have more opportunities once you get those training courses with us through KioSet and the Adult Division program. All right? So moving on. Now, I would like to share with you now one of our special guests. I'd like to have her share with you. But before I have her share her little testimony with you, I'd like to share who this person is. So who is Sarah Tareja? Sarah Tareja was the past valedictorian of the Adult Education Program. She's currently residing in Benkevejo Town. She's a mother of one lovely daughter. She dropped out of high school in third form and attended St. Ignatius High School Adult Education with the assistance of her husband. She graduated from St. Ignatius High School with a 4.0 GPA in 2017 and received a high school diploma. In 2017, she enrolled at John Paul II Junior College in Benkevejo del Carmen. In 2019, Sarah graduated successfully with honors with a 4.0 GPA from John Paul II Junior College and received an associate's degree in business administration. Sarah is currently enrolled at the Galen University, pursuing a bachelor's in secondary education with a concentration in mathematics and mathematics education. Sarah has made us proud, and she's not the only student who has made us proud, as we have so many students to brag about. But today, we'll ask Miss Sarah to speak on behalf of the many adult learners who have been successful while they have graduated from St. Ignatius High School Adult Program. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Shari. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for that introduction. As Ms. Shari mentioned, my name is Sarah Tareja, and I am a current student at Galen University. This July has been my second year attending Galen, and I am going for my third year, and I'm praying that this third year will be a successful one as well. So I would like to share a little bit of my experience and how is it that I got into St. Ignatius High School Adult Education. So at the age of 25, we moved to San Ignacio, and after having a conversation with my husband, he and I thought that it would be a good idea for me to go back to high school and earn my high school diploma. But as you can believe, at the age of 25 already, being married and having a child, I didn't like the idea at first, right? Because it would bring a lot of challenges for me as a parent and as a housewife. Nevertheless, in 2016, I enrolled at St. Ignatius High School Adult Education, the school of a second chance. I completed that year and I graduated with a 4.0 GPA. So my experience at St. Ignatius High School Education was a wonderful one. I can attest to say that the teachers at St. Ignatius High School Adult Education work along with the students. They make sure that the students get to learn the material that is being taught. They are willing to go the extra mile for the students, and if they have to work one by one with the students, they will do so. The environment there is very friendly. I had some classmates who were younger than me, and I can attest to say that the respect that we fostered during that school year was wonderful. There was no form of bullying. I cannot say that the environment is aiming to have a religious environment in the school, and I can attest to that and say that that inspired me to be a better person and a better citizen, as Ms. Shari mentions. Your way of thinking actually changes, and that is what I think has rolled me to be the person who I am today. So all those adults who are out there and are thinking that you are not able to complete your high school, or as Ms. Shari mentioned, if you would like to move forward in your work or earn a better salary, you should apply to St. Ignatius High School Adult Education. I can say that the teachers are willing to work with you. The principal, the vice principal, everyone will welcome you, and you will not feel discriminated at no point, not because of your age and not because of you, if your payment plan you're not able to meet that. Believe me, St. Ignatius High School Adult Education will change your life. Thank you for this invitation, Ms. Shari, and the best of all for these upcoming students.
Thank you too, Sarah. Thank you for all that you have made us proud about. You have been a successful graduate of the adult education program, and I know you speak for the many successful students who have graduated over the years at St. Ignatius from since the doors opened in 2009. So I am pretty sure that the institution, both divisions, have seen students excelling at very, very high levels, who have made us proud internationally, who have made us proud nationally, and who continue to make this institution proud. And so I want to thank you, Miss Sarah, for all that you have done and continue to do to make all of us proud. Thank you. So, yeah, so moving on now, we'd like to share with you another ad. We'd like to share, we have a special recuperation program as well that we also want to show you, because it's important that we let you know exactly what else St. Ignatius provides. So here we go. So So we have a recuperation program for transfer students. And again, it's a school of a second chance, all right? And you don't need to repeat your old high school, all right? So NATIOS have a special program for transfer students. And we need you to apply today to see if you qualify for the special program, all right? So there are certain restrictions that are applicable, but again, you need to apply so that you can join the NATIOS family. We want you to be a part of our NATIOS family. All right. So with that said, then, I want to remind you that St. Ignatius provides a journey to excellence and empowerment. All right. St. Ignatius is the place that you want to choose for your next high school, day division, evening division. Why again? Because they're affordable tuition fees. Remember, flexible payment plans at the institution. We have top-notch surveillance systems. So when your child goes to high school, they're safe. We have capable staff, members, teachers, from the security to the janitors. Everybody plays their role and take their role seriously at St. Ignatius. No one is left behind at St. Ignatius High School, both divisions. Regardless if we have adult learners, we make sure we treat them like our children. And at the institution, everybody is connected and everybody is one family. So I keep stressing that, because the community Catholic based that is portrayed at the institution is very key, that keeps the institution held tightly together. And thanks to, we have our reverend, our father, who is always there for us, and we have our able staff members who do psychosocial support and provide our students with that extra assistance if needs be, counseling, all those things in place that just bridges the gap of having students want to join St. Ignatius and want to be a part of that lovely family. We continue to provide great program, the art development program, the legal literacy, street law program. We do have community involvement and e-campus app. And again, I would like to ask Miss Pauline if she can kindly showcase that e-campus app ad again once more, because this is something new that is coming to the students here at St. Ignatius. It's already there. So when you join, you'll be able to have this app. All right. And it's really, 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 if you get to really put this app on your phone, you will see the enhancement of your learning, how it will just grow. So Miss Pauline, if you can kindly share that app advertisement one more time, so that I can have
St.
my
Ignatius High
question
School
after that.
Online Learning and Alternative Networks Limited offers better opportunities for students to concentrate by viewing live lessons from your tablet or your telephone from the palm of your hands, wherever you go, with the use of our eCampus app.
The eCampus app is very beneficial for students. It was designed for our needs so that we are up to date with learning. The app is convenient and user-friendly. I have access to all the lessons teachers upload in the playback session, so I can be anywhere, like visiting my family, traveling, or even at home, and learning will still be fun.
I enjoy using the app because I can watch local channels the app comes with. I do not have to miss out on any sessions because the app is there. I am happy that my school is ahead in using technology to help us learn. For students who need that extra time to understand things, you can just go to the playback section, play a lesson, pause it, or replay it. This makes learning innovative. Thank you, St. Ignatius.
Our aim is to expand access to digital literacy, transitioning to digital learning. In addition, administration will monitor and guide teachers to ensure that digital learning engagement creates a culture of success for our students, where every parent will see it as a responsibility to become engaged in online learning. This initiative will bridge the gap between technology and internet access in education for our school and families.
Goodness gracious, it's Natius.
Wonderful. So St. Ignatius is taking things top notch. All right. We are riding with technology, and for the benefit of our students, as you know, our students today are all into gadgets. They're all technologically advanced. We cannot undermine our younger generation and even our adult learners, of course. And remember, St. Ignatius is a family of learners, all right? So you want to choose the best, and you want to choose St. Ignatius, all right? So at this time, I have a raffle. I want to give away another prize, another school package, and this one is in relation to the adult program. So my question is, I want you to listen keenly for this one. What does the adult program offer an individual when they exit or leave the fourth farm division of the adult program? I'll repeat that question. What does the adult program offer to an individual who leaves the fourth farm division? All right. There are two things that you get when you graduate. I want you to name those two things for me. So when you leave fourth farm, you get two things. Two things because you've graduated from St. Ignatius, but there are two things that you get. If you list those two things that you get when you exit fourth farm, then you win yourself a school package. All right? So, Mr. Felix, you have the answers there, right? So, all right. So while we get the winner, we just like to make mention that you can still apply to St. Ignatius. It's not too late. We still have openings for registration. You want to call us at 610-6927 or 610-6972 for the adult division. Remember, you can also feel free to visit our page at Natius High on Facebook and Instagram. And we also have our Natius Adult Ed page on Facebook. At this time, what we will do, Mr. Felix, if you have the winner, we can announce the winner so we get into the question and answer quickly for those individuals who may have questions, so we can wrap up this evening's presentation.
Yes, Ms. Shari, I have Johanna Tech user of Facebook mentioning a diploma and our set certificate. So
all right, that's the answer. So when you
definitely.
graduate from the adult learning institution for the 4 years, you receive a high school diploma or certificate and you receive a set certificate, a Center of Employment Training certificate, which is your vocational certificate for you to be able to be more marketable and be more enhanced in your skills. All right. So congratulations, Joanna Tech, for winning your prize. You can claim that at St. Ignatius High School and just bring in your ID and see Mr. Felix Sagastume for your prize. All right. At this time, I would like to ask, since we're coming to the end of this evening's presentation for the Recruit Drive, I would like to ask if you have any questions that you kindly let us know now. It's a question and answer segment. I believe before, Mr. Felix, some questions were popping up on the screen. And so I will allow you now, Mr. Felix, he's the student secretary, to answer those questions. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to let us know now. Remember though, if in the event you will have more questions after this evening's presentation, you can always call the school at 610-6927 or 610-6972 and 824-3294. Okay? So if you want more information, you're not clear about certain things in terms of the payment plans or your tuition fees, please feel free to reach out. Okay? Where the school has able staff that can provide you with the information you need. So Mr. Felix, go right ahead.
As you had mentioned, the school has able staff. I know our vice principal literally was answering some of those questions already. As they were.
Okay, so do we have any more questions to answer? Or are we okay with questions and answers?
A student was asking me, Shari, can non-Belizeans apply?
Miss Pauline, would you be able to assist there?
Actually, I could reply, Miss. Actually, yes, Miss.
Okay.
Definitely, non-Belizeans can apply. It's the same process. Actually, you pick up your application form. Whenever you pick up the application form, we explain to you, you know, the requirements when it comes to non-Belizeans applying. Basically, the same documents if the student was assisting a previous primary school, the report card, the recommendation letters. Definitely, we will need some sort of identification that you may have on hand for the child, and the same would apply if it's an adult learner, if it's someone who was assisting a primary school or a high school prior to applying. Definitely they will need the same documents and some sort of identification, and then we definitely process the application as well. So yes, if you're a non-Belizean, you could always apply.
Wonderful. So are we done with the questions then, Mr. Felix? It says, I want to continue high school for the adult division. I dropped off at third farm. I will start over at first farm or will continue from that third farm. Go ahead, Mr. Felix.
If you are a dropout of third farm, basically if you are within the time frame of maybe less than 5 years that you had been in high school enrolled, we would definitely need to take a look into your transcript and see, what was the grades then, and more than likely you could do over third farm, or if it's required to do second, then we would mention that to you, upon the application. But more than likely it would be third farm, right? That's the reason why we request for students to bring a transcript from their previous high school.
Mm-hmm. She was already attending the high school, she said, so she's just wondering if she needs the same document.
She could visit the office and then we could verify on her background here at St. Ignatius.
And remember that at St. Ignatius Adult Education Program, you take English, math, religion, street law, integrated science, and EDPM. All right, electronic data management. So it's 6 subjects, and so you are required to pass English, math, and religion in order for you to graduate. All right, those are the subjects you must pass. All right. So with that said, Mr. Felix, do you have any more questions? I want Mr. Felix to share with us his experience with students, how he can share with you. He can share his testimony of being a member of St. Ignatius and how he himself enjoys being a part of the family and the frequent connection he has made with students coming on board with us at St. Ignatius High School. So, Mr. Felix, before we go, we have to hear that from
Sure, Miss. Actually, I am also a former student from St. Ignatius High School. I could say I'm a living testimony of what St. Ignatius offers, Miss. Practically, I was a business major. While being enrolled at St. Ignatius in the fourth year, normally you do your internship, as you may know. I was given the opportunity to do it at a financial institution where thereafter I managed to get a job actually. From there on, I also continued my associates while working and studying, and here I am back now assisting that institution who gave birth to me, Miss St. Ignatius High School. Practically, I'm glad to be a part of the St. Ignatius family, as you mentioned. The doors are open not only for students but for employees as well. Always, I must make mention that it's quite interesting to have this connection with families, like you mentioned, Miss Shari. At the moment, you see people, you actually meet parents that and they recognize you. They know what effort you put towards their child's education, and it's practically nice to be part of St. Ignatius. I am sure that students could attest as well that not only the teachers are behind them, but myself as student service secretary. I must make mention also, I know students, who are leaving primary school, they might have had a bad experience with online learning. But I must address that here at St. Ignatius, that won't be the case. You will definitely have the support when it comes to technology. Especially with the eCampus app, I know we are promoting it. Definitely, you'll get a proper and adequate training for the app. Not only for the app, for any online platform that we offer, we definitely provide training before we have the students practically do the online or be online with learning. So we ensure that students get a full training, so that that they don't feel that they won't be able to do the online, because I know online might be challenging for some. They might have had a bad experience, but it won't be the case at St. Ignatius. Believe you me. So practically, I could say that it's good to be a part of St. Ignatius. Miss.
Yes.
Mm.
I must say so as well. And I know that I have been repeating that my heart still remains at Natius. I can't leave my footprint, anywhere else. It's embedded at Natius. And so I know why. Where you have a culture of people that focuses on an objective and a vision of where they want to see young people grow into being role models and being leaders of our country, of our community. And the fact that it's Catholic based, it's religiously based to enhance and enrich students to be able to be that brother, that sister kind of relationship with each other, the bond to build that structure. It's important. And coming to Natius is not just for you to get an education, it's for you to be able to have a fulfilled growth that encompasses so many aspects that many other institutions don't provide to students. And this is what I am saying, that when you are amongst the staff, the teachers, the principal, the vice principal, it's a whole different environment, and it enhances you to grow. All right. So with that said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. But before I leave you, I want to have one last ad go up. Miss Pauline, the first ad that was shown on screen when we started, I would love to leave this evening with that, and of course with Mr. Palacio. So I would like to Okay, so please remember that St. Ignatius is still accepting applications for the new school year. You don't want to miss out. We are offering a $10 non-refundable application fee at the moment. We're still accepting applicants. Please remember that St. Ignatius is the place you want to be. For the adult learners, St. Ignatius is the place for a second chance. There are second chances in life. Life is not cut short by one mistake you made, all right? Or thinking that you are not good enough to be able to come back to school. There is no limit to how far you can study, and there's no age limit to when you can actually start or finish school. I always encourage, especially our young people who are out of school, to try to get the financial support to be able to go back. And this is knowledge is power. And this is the only way we can also get out of poverty, get out of so many things. And if you want to be that role model to your child, to your family, to your community, enroll, get the knowledge, get the certificates, get the trainings. And remember, you will also come out of St. Ignatius being a fulfilled, enhanced individual in many forms. Before I leave you, I want to ask you to visit the Natius page for a 10% coupon on your application. If you're interested, you're going to be getting a 10% on tuition fees, but you need to read the requirements of how you can get that coupon. It would be placed on the Natius page. So right after this, you'll be seeing it on the Natius page of what are the requirements for you to get that coupon, the 10% coupon on your tuition fees. And basically, I can just share quickly. You have to write a 250-word essay saying why you want to come to St. Ignatius and why you really need the 10% assistance. All right. So 10% is a lot. All right. So during this time and age, the 10% coupon is going to help you. So if you wanted to have that 10%, you need to send in an essay, 250 words, stating why you want to come to St. Ignatius and how the 10% will really help you. And if you can submit it no later than Wednesday evening at 5 p.m., then we'll look through the submissions and announce a winner on our page. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting that requirement up on the page right after we finish this presentation, this recruitment drive presentation, and then you'll be able to join us at Natius. So with that said, Ms. Pauline, we have Mr. John Palacio. I want to thank each and every one of you for viewing, for tuning in. Mr. Felix, thank you. Ms. Pauline, our vice principal, for doing all the technical work in the background, behind the scenes. Again, I want to thank the entire Natius staff, all the students, everybody who logged in. It was a pleasure to see you all, and it was a pleasure having me as the facilitator for this evening's recruitment drive. I pray for you all.
Goodness gracious.
All right.
Goodness gracious. It's Natius.
Thank you all. God bless you. Have a good evening.